Whoa, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? How are you getting on? My name is Imperium. Thank you very much for tuning in with me. Yeah, this is something very different, right? I'm gonna be going through this. I'm gonna do my best to explain this as cool and as simply as possible. But this is the WOZTO Nations Royal Ladies Tournament event. So it's Turkey against Russia. So they play 5 games in total, and there's 4 teams per country. Okay, so we got 4 teams per country representing Turkey. Okay, and I have the information written down on one of my lovely World League cards because, hey, gotta flex this as I can. But representing Turkey, we have Fast Pay Wildcats, we have Noir Blue, we have the side of ROQ, which is, I now forget if there's an actual full name for the team. My apologies. We have Rise of Queens, there you go. And we have World of Wonder, okay? They're representing Turkey. Representing Russia, we have Toshka G, NYA, Liberty Walk, and B13. Okay, so the premise is this, okay? As we are going to be getting into game 1, each team can only fight, okay, on phase 3 onwards unless they land in the circled location of each map, right? Okay, so in a wrangle on game 1, if they land in Pachinki, they're able to fight phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5 for the whole game that they're in Pachinki. But if they land outside of Pachinki, they can only fight past phase 3. So there is monitoring going on. There's a little bit of there's a slight, I'm not gonna say like a full-on complication about it, but I'll do my best to explain everything as it goes on. We're getting into this first game. Like I said, the 2 teams can fight in Pachinki on phase 1 and phase 2, but they can't fight anywhere else on the map past phase anytime except for past phase 3. So it's a little bit interesting. We only have like, 33 players and not, okay, well, it's 8 teams because one of them is just the room code owner. So we've 8 teams and we've 33 players. A4s are 34. I think we are missing 1 player. I think A4s are 30. Oh yeah. So it's 30. Yeah, we've 8 teams and 32 players because I can do maths. Toshka G representing Turkey. They're gonna representing Russia. Oh my god, I'm so gonna make so many mistakes of what teams are representing what country. Oh no. So we've Toshka G and MIA. They're both landing on North George because they have to land on, and I'm gonna revert back over to the map. They have to land, as far as I know, on that half of the map, right? They have to land on that side of the map, okay? As I just print on over. And then you do have Inside Games, not Inside Games, Istanbul Fast Pay Wildcats. They're representing Turkey, okay, and they're landing with the side of SVE, which is actually no, I think that's that's not Noir Blue. Let me try and find out if I can get. Go and see if I can get a list of teams and numbers because I don't know who's on team 8, but I don't think they can fight against each other. Fast Pay Wildcats T9, or at least they don't really want to. B13 are Russian team, and they're going up towards Yasnaya. We see phase 1. This is definitely a little bit different. this is really cool and unique. I was asked to do this, and I was like, okay, this seems a bit complicated, but yeah, let's see how it goes. You see, World of Wonder there. I'm going for a lovely little split drop between Severny, Ferry Pier, and Military Base. We have a Noir Blue. They're going all the way towards Novo. Nobody landed in Pachinki, which I think is a bit of a shame, because I would like to have seen a couple of teams fight there. Like I said, while we're in the quiet period, I am going to once again pan over to each of these maps. In Erangel, you can only fight in Pachinki, okay? On phase 1 and phase 2. No, if they want to fight in the early game, they have to drive to the hot drop zone. If they don't, then they can't fight until phase 3. Okay? Yeah, pretty much Highland Wolf. I know there's a 3-minute delay, so, you know. Well, of course, you know, obviously they can try and communicate. I'd imagine they might have all chat on so they can try and communicate with teams around them, but there is a certain level of uncertainty there, and that's something where the teams that are playing from the same country will hopefully be able to remember that. But sorry guys, I'm doing my best to explain everything while seeing how these teams are playing out and making sure, because I think it's going to be quite passive on phase 1. No, it's A4s are 32. So yeah, so Fast Pay Wildcats, they're B13. Okay, so the Fast Pay Wildcats, see, here's the thing. They can't fight against each other, right? So Fast Pay Wildcats and B13, they are not allowed to fight each other. So they're both in Yaz. Now they can take a couple of shots, but there can be no damage inflicted or no knockdowns consumed onto any of the teams against each other. So any of the two nations, because this is Turkey against Russia. Rise of Queens are a Turkish team as well, so they're with the Fast Pay Wildcats along with Noir Blue. So you have Rise of Queens, you have Fast Pay Wildcats, you have Noir Blue, and you have World of Wonder. So Team 3, Team 5, Team 7, and Team 9. So okay, there you go. I've just realized, okay.
Thank you for the follow.
The odd numbers, okay, the odd numbers are Turkey and the even numbers are Russia. So 3, 5, 7, 9, okay, are Turkish teams, and 2, 4, 6, 8 are Russian teams. That's what I've correlated, as far as I know. 4, 6, 8. Actually, no. Sorry. 4, 6, 8, 10. 4, 6, 8, 10. So 3, 5, 7, 9 are Turkish teams, and 4, 6, 8, 10 are Russian teams. Okay, so I'll actually keep the music on in the background while it's a little bit quiet. So of course, 8 and 10, which are B13, you have I think that's Liberty Walk. Team 8 or Liberty Walk. That's as far as I know anyway. Team 8 or Liberty Walk. Bingo. Okay, so I've gotten a list of teams anyway. Okay, so I've got a list of teams, which is good. Makes it easier for me to... Yeah, and Team 8 are indeed MYA. I don't know why they have the tag. No, they used to have MYA. Maybe they're in the transition of changing team name, but either way. Yeah, pretty much Alexa setting an alarm for phase 3. I was really expecting a couple of teams to drop in Pachinki. It's a bit of a feels bad moment indeed, but when we look at the teams that are inside the circle, you have 3 Russian teams that are inside this phase on circle. And like I said, I'm going to be repeating myself. These teams cannot fight past phase 3 unless they are in Pachinki. So phase 1 and phase 2, Turkey and Russia are not allowed to fight each other. Okay? Phase 3, they are allowed to fight each other. If they go to Pachinki, they're allowed to fight in phase 1 or phase 2. B13 and MYA, they're all rotating as one team, so 8 players rotating as one. I would imagine they would have all chat on so they can communicate with each other in their own language, of course, right? You know, Russian and Russian will be able to understand each other, and Turkish will be able to understand each other. You do still have Rise of Queens and Noir Blue outside the circle, along with the fast-paced Wildcat girls. Even B13 as well. So really, when you look at the center of the circle, Russia are setting themselves up, right? They're looking to go right in the center of the circle. The only thing is that, obviously, they're not going to take shots at even their own team, as we do lose Bazumi God, I think, jumped out of the vehicle a little bit too early, maybe, from the side of MYA. So we'll have to see what happened there. Yeah, I think just moved out. Oh, okay. So okay, so they're on the same country, but I think there's a little bit inside toxicity, as so they're knocking each other because even though they're on the same nation, because they're on different teams, they're essentially able to knock each other out. Of course, you don't really want to see that happening, but you know, they're not really wearing this. Oh yeah. Okay, so Russia is naked, Turkey have clothes. That's another thing. Okay, so Russian teams are naked, Turkish teams have clothes. That's how they that's also how they separate each other. Russian teams are naked, Turkish teams have clothes. And here we see the wild Russian stallion from B13 just walking away, crawling across the grass, hoping to get revived by one of his teammates. There you go. Varzy is gonna get. Of course, Toshka G, also a Russian team. They're a little bit further north. Hey, No Scope GG, how's everybody getting on? Thank you very much for tuning in. This is still phase 1. We still have Russia v Turkey. All the Turkish teams are all on potato hills. So Turkey loves potatoes. Look at them all in that area as I just get the rendering issue with so many players in one area. There you go, potato hill, load in. Look at that. Turkey just moving as one, gobbling their way through into the circle. So, like I said, Russia team numbers are 4, 6, 8, 10. Turkish team numbers are 3, 5, 7, 9. Russia are naked. Turkey
Thank you for the
have
follow.
clothes on.
Welcome to the Ginger Club.
Thank you very much for the follow, Q Kiddo. Blue Zone's finishing up on phase 1. So they are moving closer to their Russian counterparts, their opponents for this tournament. That is Russia. 5 games we have tonight as well. 5 games we have tonight. Erangel, Sanhok, Miramar, Vikendi, Erangel. Oh, it's gonna be a huge mess. Like, this is, you know, this is the calm before the storm. I ask you guys to bear with me. Of course, now we are getting pretty close to these two countries getting close to each other. Noir Blue moving closer to the side of B13, who are in Gaka, doing a bit of scouting, of course. It's okay to scout in phase 1 and phase 2, but once you don't knock your opponent country, once you don't knock any of the players from your opposing country, that is the most important thing. They're somewhat circling each other. It's okay to take a couple of random, you know, fire shots to, you know, send that bit of message. You know, once they don't connect, that's okay. Of course, free reign to take these drops in the early parts of the game as well. So I'm kind of curious what was in that drop. There's a Groza now, so somebody is free to take a Groza with a level 3 backpack if anybody wants that. Noir Blue did get the guts of that airdrop on that phase 1. I'm gonna give that flip a good 7 out of 10. As they occupy the hills to the west of Gaka, occupying the high ground. You do have Rise of Queens near the gutter strips, as I call it. Then Toshka G further apart from her Russian teammates in the hands of B13, MYA, and actually no, MYA are team 6. No, okay, no, Liberty Walk. Wait. Okay, MYA are team 6 and Liberty Walker team 8. This is interesting, so I ask you guys just to relax and wait for the storm to set itself up. All of the members of...
Thank you for the follow and welcome to
all of the members of Turkey are waiting on the high ground. Rise of Queens. Ooh, they do get close to Gaka. They're actually going to go into Gaka. Of course, phase 2 has moved up. They're one phase away from fighting and the circle is shifted down south.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Ginger
is down south for now. Thanks for the follow, Highland Bull. Thank you for the follow, M1J1SK. Potato Hill love Turkey's New Ireland. Exactly, pretty much Highland Wolf. Oh my god, look at this scouting by Rise of Queens. Look at that, because they know they can't be hit by anybody from the Russian country. From the country of Russia, should I say. This is so cool. Okay, this is... I kind of wish it was phase 2 onwards, but there you go. What can you do? Okay, that's okay. Fast pay Wildcats running over... getting run over by one of their country teammates. That's okay. That's within the rules because it's part of the same country. They would probably get disqualified. Yeah. Okay. So they moved down. Phase 2. Rise of Queens are still hovering around Russia for now. And then Turkey. Now they're gonna join up. Although B13, they're sending Kitty on that US. To a couple of players to get a bit of information. Shots are being fired, but none of them are allowed to connect. This is not phase. Okay, this is now phase. Is this phase 3 now? No, I thought this was phase 2. Okay, I think this is phase 3. So they are allowed to shoot up against each other. I'm just gonna lower the music volume. Teammate run over there between okay, so I think these are shots that are coming through. I'm gonna try so hard to keep an eye and make sure that I'm following the same path of teams being with each other. So Turkey are on the hill of Quarry with we have Russia on the other side. So they're divided by a little valley in play with Toshka G along with MYA in one of those compounds a little bit more northern. This is phase 3, so the teams are allowed to fight against each other. I repeat, the countries are allowed to fight each other. This is now going to be a battle off between Turkey and Russia. The gloves are off. The clothes are off for Russia. And the shots are allowed to be fired up against each other. Of course, a little bit of respect in play, but we see Helium from Blue Noir being able to get knocked down on one of the B13 members. It's a nice play by Helium with the DP28. Looking for the bodies of any of the naked Russians coming through. Wait up for this to play up. Let's see who's going to put on a little makeup. Of course, it is 16 versus 16. Turkey v Russia. Russia are the even numbers. Turkey are the odd numbers. Phase 4 is moved up north, so the teams have to disengage away from their high ground locations. Now who's going to get a firm spot into the circle? Fast Pay Wildcats. Bushrak is going to go forward through, getting very close to a couple of the members of Team 6, which is MIA. It's going to be the first victim. The first victim and the first kill going in the favor of Russia. Nice play. Of course, a little bit of information was going to come through. Couple of members of Russia from B13 have been knocked out along with Liberty Walk. But MYA are getting some work done on towards the Blue Noir players out in the open. Turkish team. Team 3. Noir Blue. Out in the open. You have Toshka G up on the high ground, surrounding the members of Noir Blue. That's going to be very difficult for them to hold on as far as Fast Pay Wildcats. B13 going to move down, a little bit more space and play. Definitely Turkey teams are more on the north. WoW have been fairly silent in this game, of course, so far, but they're going to all be in Gaka bar one of the Fast Pay Wildcat players. But now B13, Una is just full sending it. Getting some core information. Okay, now going to wrap up to join up with her teammates. That was bold, considering the amount of players that are against each other. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, we see Shira being knocked down by a member, Toshka G. Out in the open, Shira was from the Fast Pay Wildcats. That's always a risk. Fast Pay Wildcats already lost one player. That was the first casualty in Russia against Turkey as the blue zone has moved up. The circle has gone out into the open fields. The Turkish national teams have to move out from Gaka. All the while, Russia are definitely in a pickle of the players. All of their teams are outside the circle. Phase 5 has favored Turkey in this battle of nations. Will the push come through successfully? MYA are getting very close for Sesha. Stopping outside. Don't know why B13 are firing up. That's going to Sesha being able to knock down Melissa. Nice play coming out from MYA. As they look to start to pick things off. B13 Kitty onto Noir Blue. Ice Skull getting another knockdown. This is once again Russia taking a little bit of a control. We're down to 30 players. MYA moving in onto the position where Noir Blue had. You have Toshka G coming down the hill, getting onto the southern side of the circle. Arena is able to knock down Darcy, a B13. That's a bit of a victimless shot coming through as Shara is going to knock down Sesha. Toshka G popping off against WoW right now. That's going to be players going down left, right, and center. We've yet to lose any team from these nationalities so far in this game. Still 28 players left, 8 teams up. With Toka from the Liberty Walk team. Getting another knockdown onto one of the Rise of the Queen players. This is an open field. Finish on phase 5. Will it shift towards anywhere protective on phase 6? The bodies, the shots, the kills with Toshka G just closing in on the open field. of the side of World of Wonders girls. It's going to be them putting down to just one player left. Rise onto the side of Liberty Walk. B13 suffering a couple of casualties. Toshka G getting 2 players knocked down. I've no idea what's going on. It's absolute mayhem. Mayfield open, killing bloodshed along the open fields. Benzumi got onto Melis. Sullivan. Dominiza. 6 teams left. We do have 6 teams left. 2 teams have gone down. Let's try and keep an eye. We've got 2 teams from Turkey have been eliminated. So we still got Noir Blue and Rise of Queens. But this is only 2 players left from the Turkish players. We have Noir Blue, Ilium, and Marshmallow Rise of Queens left standing. Ilium's able to knock down Sesha. Marshmallow's on her own. She's able to knock down Darcy. But either way, this is in the firm control because we've got 1 player left from Rise of Queens. She's the last hope for Turkey right now. It's the weight of the world is on her shoulders. But down she goes. And as far as I know, this is Russia winning game 1 in the WOZTO Nations Tournament. This is absolutely crazy. Nations Royale ladies matches. Russia have won game 1. 4, 6, 8, 10. All full squads up. Turkey paid the price. They were not protective enough outside the circle and they went down, and now they're all just taking each other out because they know this is the end of the game. They've won game 1 and they can get ready for game 2. This is incredible. It was so hard to keep hold of this, right? None of these teams could fight each other. None of these nations could fight each other until past phase 3. Now they're just going to take each other out until this game ends. Russia have won the first game. I repeat, Russia have won the first game, guys. They beat Turkey quite convincingly as well. All 4 teams of Russia were left standing. And it was just 2 players left for Turkey, and they just couldn't hold on out in the open fields of game 1. The room is being created right now. I'm just going to once again go over the maps as I'm going to leave this room because there's absolutely no point to. I'm going to take it over to the map. So like I said, and actually one thing I'm going to do because it's going to be a little bit easier to see. So just bear with me while I finish these up. Let me transform, fit the screen. Okay, cool. I'm actually gonna stretch the screen. Okay, so that's the Erangel map. I know it's a little bit stretched, but that's okay. Let me just now show because the next map is going to be Sanhok, so I'll be able to kind of show that. But okay, let's show that. Then that's cool. Miramar is going to be 3rd. Let's transform, stretch the screen. Then transform, stretch the screen. Okay, so I believe that's okay. Okay, this is definitely interesting. So just to repeat, guys, every single game, okay, there's this red zone, so to speak, the hot drop, where teams are able to drop and fight on phase 1 or phase 2. Anywhere else across these maps, none of these teams can fight until past phase 3. So the next map is going to be in Sanhok. So to give you an idea, this is Sanhok. If the teams land in boot camp, they're allowed to fight in phase 1 and phase 2. Okay? But if they don't land in boot camp, they're not allowed to fight until past phase 3. So I'm just joining the room for this second game of the day. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's just to give you an idea, okay? And then when we go on towards Miramar, that's going to be Miramar, right? That's the hot drop zone is going to be Picado, and the team can drop anywhere. They can drop anywhere, but they can't fight in phase 1 or phase 2 unless it's Picado. And then for Vikendi, it's Villa. So there you go. I'm gonna go on a bit of a break, guys, but I'll be back in a couple of minutes for this second game. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're getting ready for game 2 of this WOZTO Nations Royale Ladies Tournament, Turkey v Russia. Okay, so once again, this is the, let me show the Miramar map. So the hot drop in Miramar is Picado, which is pretty standard. Okay, pretty standard for Miramar. So let's see if any of these teams will drop there as I move to the in-game perspective. We have a plane trajectory that is pretty low down. Okay, so once again, these teams, these countries cannot fight past phase 3 unless they land in the hot drop area, which is Picado. Turkey are the even numbers. No. So, Turkey are the odd numbers. Okay? So, 3, 5, 7, 9 are Turkey. So, we have Noir Blue on 3. You have World of Wonder Girls on slot 5. You have Rise of Queens on number 7. And you have Fast Play Wildcats on slot 9. They're Turkish teams. Russian teams are the even numbers, and they are naked, okay? They're in-game naked, okay? So you have Toshka G on slot 4. You have MYA slot 6. You have Liberty Walk on slot 8. And you have B13 slot 10. Okay? Like I said, these teams cannot fight on phase 1 or phase 2 unless they drop in Picado, which is the hot drop. And it seems like nobody has gone for that. And we have a southern path on phase 1. Dropping in Monte Nueva, you have 2 teams of Russia, which is going to be Liberty Walk and along with Liberty Walk and Tosca G. So they're going to be looting up together. They're both playing for the same country. Russia against Turkey. Oh my god, this is so weird, but yeah. Then you also have essentially, well, Fast Play Wildcats are in between a couple of these teams, between El Pozo and Monte Nuevo. They're in between a couple of the Russian teams, but they're not able to fight each other. It is more about the fact that seems that Russia have decided and opted to go for more of the western side of Miramar, and Turkey are more of the eastern side of Miramar. Two seconds, guys. Okay, so nobody is moving to Picado on any of these phases. I'm trying to see I'm trying to find out if these are advanced room cards, so the zones move in faster, or what the situation is, because I'm not exactly sure. We have Chumasera, B13 are going to move in there. They are indeed advanced room cards, so these are advanced room cards, which means the zones are moving in faster. So we are seeing PMCO level circles, not circles, but circle shifts and zone speeds, so that's pretty good. Once again, as per the Erangel game, this is kind of this calm before the storm, and I'm expecting a cluster of fights past phase 3. So we'll have to wait and see, as Monte Nuevo still has a couple of the members of Russia. Hacienda and Miramar. Hacienda and Severny. Severny. Hacienda and San Martin. There you go. Going to be located by a couple of the Turkish teams. Have any of them got the gold Morado? That's what I wonder. Let's see if any of them have taken the gold Morado. Yeah. No, it's still there, but I imagine Melissa will take it. One of them players with Beether. Oh, I think Darcy got knocked by the red zone, I think. Oh, feels bad, man, indeed. Oh, feels bad, man, Darcy. Oh, that's a big fat rip in amongst the red zone, and you got knocked down. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. Like I said, Russian teams are in-game naked. Turkish teams are in-game dressed. Russian teams are even numbers. Turkish teams are odd numbers. This is the WOZTO Royal Nations tournament. 5 games. Game 1 was won by Russia in Erangel. Game 2 is Miramar. Then of course you have game 3, game 4, and game 5. Somebody will come out in 3v2 if it comes down to the 5th game, the last game. But it could also be won quite aggressively by Russia if it's anything like we saw in game 1. We'll have to wait and find out. Once again, I'm just going to bring it over to the maps just to give you guys an idea. In each map, you have a hot drop zone where you're able to fight in phase 1 and phase 2. Okay? But other than that, you are not allowed to fight your opposing nation until phase 3 onwards. So that's the hot drop for Miramar. Picado. Nobody dropped in Picado. So we are seeing no fights or no casualties just yet. There's still 8 teams. Still 32 players. Okay, so teams are still kind of moving in for now. Phase 1, the blue zone is closing in, so we will see phase 2 soon enough. Okay. So let's move down. To see what goes on. See, so a couple of the Turkish teams are now moving down quite heavily towards the central part of the circle. Then we have Russia that are just north of Chumasera with most of their teams. You have a couple of the Toshkaji players a bit north of them, but otherwise, you know, they're looking more to get towards the central side. As Phase 2 is about to pop up, it shifts down south once again. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. Hey, man, you know, I thought with the re-release or the cover done by, you know, I thought the cover done by, Disturbed would help bring people up to speed a bit. Hey, Giganosaur, how you getting on? So, like I said, you know, B13 and Toshkaji, they're playing in the same country. They're playing for Russia. Phase 2 with it moving heavily down south. I'm curious, will anybody go towards the island? Will anybody go into Los Higos? I would love to see somebody go into Los Higos. Please. Why not? Do it for the memes. Do it for the lols. As the Blue Zone is going to be closing in for Phase 2. Blue Zone's closing in the next 1 minute 17 seconds of Phase 2. So we will soon hopefully see some fights raging on between these two nations. Because when you look at it right now, like, Toshkaji are kind of, along with B13 are... Well, actually, it's more the fact that Rise of Queens and Fast by Wildcats are in between a good few of the Russian players. As we have lost Una getting knocked down. I don't know what happened there, but let's pan over to her perspective. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I think it was the one of... Oh, okay, something happened with the Murado. But she's gonna get revived up. Thanks, Hugo. Yeah, thanks for that, Hugo. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, dude. Toshkaji kind of right in front of these Turkish players. Like I said, they are not allowed to fight. They are not allowed to fight until Phase 3, which is going to be moving in fairly soon. Blue Zone is closing its way in right now. Nobody opted to go into Los Higos, which I think is a little bit surprising. I know I would have. Rise of Queens, gonna continue moving down south, close to one of those Toshkaji members. Remember, Phase 2, the Blue Zone is closing in. So the next phase, these two countries, the teams representing these two countries will be able to fight against each other. To remind you once again, the even number teams are Russian, the odd number teams are Turkish. The even number teams that are Russian, okay, are naked. Actually, sorry. Yeah, and the odd number teams which are Turkish have clothes on. So 3, 5, 7, 9 are Turkish teams. 4, 6, 8, and 10 are Russian teams. Okay, once phase 3 pops, these teams, these countries will be able to fight each other. Has centered up quite nicely on the north with pretty much all these teams in tow. 5 and 7, that's Rise of Queens and Fast Pay Wildcats, along with World of Wonder. Gonna be pretty close to decide of Team 8, which is B13. A little bit of a hill away. You also have Noir Blue towing behind World of Wonders, but it seems that like Russia wants to be on the north side of this phase 3 and Turkey are going to be on the south side of this phase 3. There's still a little bit of area in play here on the east 50% of this phase 3, which nobody, well, Fast Bay Wildcats seem to be going towards, but Shower, let's see what kind of area she's going to in. It's not really high ground, it's not really low ground, it's about midway, so it's nothing too crazy. Definitely if she was going to possibly go a little bit more up north, it might be more of a high ground play that she could go on to, but then I think you're going right into the hands of B13 if you do that. Couple of shots being fired. These two nationalities are able to fight against each other. I repeat, they are able to fight against each other, but they're all in separate areas. Russia on the north, Turkey on the south. This is the calm before the storm, right? This is how we get into the end of this game, with the blue zone closing in of phase 3 in the next 20 seconds. I think they see a couple of the members of they see a couple of the Russian players on the, you can see it right there, like you can see all those vehicles lined up, you can see the players are pretty close. Information is being gathered by Turkey as they look to try and redeem themselves. They are currently 1-0 down. They lost game 1 in Erangel. A couple of the Russian teams are actually splitting their way down the south side of this phase 1, trying to spread themselves up so they can get a couple of angles. I don't mind that. I like it. It's a little bit risky for Liberty Walk, of course, because it is 16 v 16, 4 teams versus 4 teams, Turkey against Russia. Oh, they're moving even closer. That's a bit risky. Liberty Walk, you're getting very, very close indeed. Trying to breach your opposing country's area. Maybe creating a bit of a distraction before we get into phase 4. Of course, they don't exactly know where it might be. All the members of Rise of Queens are more in the back line. You do have Noir Blue, Azgul in the front line, followed by World of Wonder behind her. In the front line, Bazumi God Tushka is going to get knocked down. Russia suffering the first casualty with 1 player of Liberty Walk going down. That was always going to be a risk. Liberty Walk, will that be the start of Russia's defeat in the second game of the day? Grenades being flying out. Try and push back the members of Liberty Walk. You can see in the back line B13 and Toshka G following suit to provide a certain level of support, and then MYA are going to be looking to get closer towards the members of Liberty Walk to provide that cover and that backline play. But Turkey are really just kind of not really choosing to move away. It's gone in their favor in the circle. The Fastbay Wildcats are now going to move from where they were to go up that hill to provide hopefully a good level of support for their Russian teammates or their Turkish teammates or Turkish comrades. Phase 4 is going to be closing up in the next 10 seconds. The zone's getting shorter, the players getting deeper, the shots are being fired more and more. Azgul gonna knock down Bugs Bunny, another victim in the hands, another kill, but a lovely triple grenade, a triple knockdown by Benzumi God is gonna put Turkey in the back line. Great triple knock. That could give a chance for MYA along with Liberty Walk to push on through, but Chef's from backline, the World of Wonder, trying to try and do what she can. I'd love to see Melissa as well being able to provide that backline cover via Toshka G are looking to breach in towards the other side as Finopez is going to knock down Safir and Vern onto Alium. This is going to be the end of a couple of these Turkish players as they hold on to the high ground. This is going to be Benzumi God. Benzumi God after a triple knock. Una's going to get dropped to her knees. Another Russian player going down the bottom of the hill. Rise of Queens along with Noir Blue taking a chunk of damage. MYA Cassius is down on the bottom of the hill. In comes the Russian players to breach with Toshka G, getting right in toward the fire line to take down a couple of players in Noir Blue. Anvern firing up forward. Just too much to deal with as Rena's trying to hold on. Just get a knockdown onto Anvern. But in comes MYA along with Liberty Walk. To clean it up, it's going to come down to just two of these Turkish teams left. Fast Pay Wildcats and World of Wonder. Two teams left for Turkey against these Russian teams. Yeah, 3 and 7 left. So it's all of the Russian teams are left in this game. I repeat, all of the Russian teams are left in this game. Of course, a couple of casualties have gone down for a few of the Russian teams, but at the end of the day, with all 4 teams up, it is giving them the biggest advantage. They're trading knocks, trading blows, as Buzzark is going to get dropped by a few of the NYA members, but Fast Pay Wildcats are not ready to, always ready to clap back in return with World of Wonder. Vera is going to get dropped to her knees by Kitty of B13. Shira behind a rock. Where is she gonna go? She's nowhere really to go other than just trying to find an angle onto either Kitty or Bunny. Or Sunny, should I say. You never really know what's going to be fired in your favor. You have to be very careful, very passive as a few grenades are going to push on towards Shira. She's going to get dropped from behind. Down she goes onto her knees. As World of Wonder try to hold on. You have one player left standing for the Fast Pay Wildcats. That's Soul Girl. If you can get a couple of revives off, hopefully you might be able to keep her dreams alive. But Sapphire is going to get taken out by one of the MYA members. Still Amvern of Toshka G along with a few of the Toshka G players still inside this game. 6 teams left, 19 players, but 4 of these 6 teams left are Russian. As Seisha is going to take down World of Wonder. Still Chef Sveka and Saphir as Side of Liberty Walk along with MYA. Closing out the shots, the bullets on the World of Wonder. That's going to be then left standing. There's going to be a few players left for Fast Pay Wildcats as Turkey is going to suffer another loss in this WOZTO Nations Ladies game, and Russia come out on top. They win this Game 2 in Miramar in dominating fashion. The firepower just seems to be too much. It's too hot to handle for Turkey. They just can't deal with it. They just can't deal with it. But now they'll take each other out while we get ready to go in towards Game 3. Woo! Boom goes the dynamite. So I will bring it over back to the maps. So we did see Game 2. This is how Game 2 worked with regards to the hot drop and how the teams had to go. So Phase 1 and Phase 2 off limits for any of these teams to fight against each other, any of the two nations to fight against each other. Phase 3, all hell was gonna break loose. If you did drop in the hot drop area, which in Miramar was Picado, you could fight in Phase 1 and Phase 2. But that was not the case for this game. No team dropped in the hot drop area. I'd like to see in one of these games, one of the teams drop in the hot drop area. Let's get in towards this game 3. Okay, so indeed that was game 2 for you guys in the WOZTO Nations Royale Ladies Turkey versus Russia Championship Cup game series, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's going to be it, over and done with. I'm going to go for a bit of a break before we get into game 3, but don't go away. Some more PUBG Mobile action coming up real soon.
Thank you for the follow and welcome to the Ginger Club.
Okay, I think I should go back to being live, even though we're not yet into the... Well, we're about to get into this third game, but thank you so much, Miss Ali, for the raid. Thank you anybody for tuning in. If you do continue to stay with me for this is just a cool WOZTO Nations Royale Ladies event. It's Turkey versus Russia. So we've had 2 games so far, and we have 3 more games. Russia is currently leading 2-0. The way it works, as we are going to be playing Vikendi, is that on each map, on each game, the teams are not allowed to fight in Phase 1 or Phase 2 unless they drop in the hot drop area, which is circled, and in this case, it's Villa for map 3. If they, of course, after Phase 3 or Phase 3 onwards, they are allowed to fight against each other. When we look over towards this game, as we are about to see the plane drop show, okay, the even numbers are Russian teams, okay? So the even numbers are Russian teams. So you got 4, 6, 8, and 10 are Russian teams. You got 3, 5, 7, 9 are Turkish teams. Russia are currently leading 2-0. We have a plane trajectory which is not too bad. It's quite central. So yeah. Let's see where these teams do drop. Is anybody going to Villa? No, nobody is going to Villa. We have Toshka G going to Dobro Mesto. You have Rides of Queens are going towards Dino Park, it seems. Some way, shape, or form. You have actually, no, there is going to be a team going to Villa. Slightly. A team is going to Villa slightly. It's going to be one of the Russian teams, I believe. Yeah, one of the Russian teams in some way going to Villa. We see Phase 1, which is quite heavily down south. As per normal, it's an EU phase 1, which is about 50% water. That's pretty standard stuff. Sorry, just have to finish writing the text. Yeah, we see Turkey making their way, you know, relatively early into the circle. Like I said, these teams cannot fight on Phase 1 and Phase 2 unless they're in the hot drop area, which in Vikendi is Villa. So it is going to be a little bit of a kind of a calm before the storm kind of thing, you know. Yeah, let's see where it goes. Just kind of waiting around. So like I said, Russia is winning 2-0. Oh, I think, did something happen to one of the Fast by Wildcat players? Yeah, I think Char had a little bit of a boo-boo in some way, shape, or form, and she's gone out. So automatically we do see one of the Turkish teams are down a player.
Thank you for the follow and welcome to the Ginger Club.
Probably could have made WOZTO the hot drop area as opposed to Villa, but I understand why they made a Villa. Oh well. Having an overview where all these teams are. When we're looking at Russia, we have Toshkajin, Dobro, Meso, we have MYA in Zabava, we have B13 between Coal Mine and Groka, and then we have Liberty Walk between Villa and just northeast of Movacher. And then we look at Turkey, we have Rise of Queens between Tovar and outside Dino Park. We have Blue Noir between Volnovo and Abbey, and we have the side of World of Wonder in Cement Factory, and we have Fast Pay Wildcats in WOZTO. Okay. Okay, so this is phase one. Like I said, teams cannot go to these teams cannot fight against each other until they hit phase 3. The countries cannot fight against each other until they hit phase 3. Okay. Okay, I wasn't sure if I had a bit of a bug there. I was like, wait, is nobody moving? Okay, Rise of Queens, eluding up Abbey. They're getting a little bit closer together. Hugo's the best mod, man. Hugo is the best mod. You're literally the best mod, Hugo. I love you, man. I appreciate you so much, man. Now we do have, I know it's only phase 1, but we do have a few Liberty Walk players getting a little bit close to Rise of Queens. Okay. Okay, can somebody okay, I'm so screenshotting this. Yep. So that is true creativity right there. That is true creativity. Oh, even Drew. Are you gonna do like jerky mark screen? Oh my god. Are they just gonna draw penises? And they say guys are immature? And they say guys are immature. They say guys are immature. This is, although I'm saying that, I think this is the best form of entertainment. Why no boobies? Why no boobies? What the hell is going on? Okay, are any of the other teams drawing penises? That's all I'm curious about now. Come on, load in. No penis being drawn here. I don't know if that was an attempt at drawing penises, but yeah, Blue Zone's closing in on phase 1. So That was a nice little moment. Thank you very much for that, Liberty Walk. As you brought us some whole good lighthearted entertainment in the form of penis drawing. This is like the scene out of, you know, Superbad, you know? Penis, ladies and gentlemen. We've got penises. Cool. Cool. Noir Blue is still inside. Well, Melissa from Noir Blue is still inside phase 1. It's still inside Winery, should I say. While a few of the Russian teams are kind of going to be to the west of her. So all the Russian teams are pretty much on the west of this phase 1. Or at least the west of the river, with a lot of the Turkish teams are going to be in Volnova. Now, don't forget, because Russia are winning 2-0, if Russia win this last game, they're 100% going to win the series. So they will win the series 3-0, and then it's just going to be a matter of Turkey trying to, in some way, shape, or form, redeem themselves and kind of, you know, go down swinging somewhat. MYA from Rise of Queens has gone for a little bit of a swim, or a little bit of a boat ride to get the loot that's inside the drop, which I really like that. Good stuff, Maya. Really good stuff, Maya. You have level 3 helmet, level 3 backpack, level 3 vest. Nothing wrong with that at all. So everyone, gotta love penises, guys. Gotta love penises. Noir have joined up all together, as far as I know. Yeah, Melissa's joined up inside Volnova, which I think is fine for Volnova for this phase 1. I think it makes sense. The only thing is that, like, it's not exactly high ground. I'd like to see a World of Wonder and Rise of Queens maybe go to Winery, but of course that's still going to be a little bit risky. Phase 2 did actually, is phase 2 close in yet, or is this now going to be phase 3? Yeah, I think we're already in phase 2, and yeah, we're already in phase 2. And the blue zone's closing on phase 2, so the next phase is going to be an important one, because the teams will be able to fight against each other, as far as I know. Penis OP, guys. Indeed, penis OP. So 3 teams are going to be in Volnova from Turkey. You have World of Wonder, you have Noir Blue, and you have Fast Play Wildcats. It's just Rise of Queens that are going to be outside of Volnova, while the blue zone is closing on phase 2. And I kind of get that, because Turkey, I think, are on the defensive, so kind of playing around Volnova, which is relatively center of phase 2, makes sense. Of course, if phase 3 shifts heavily away, they're going to have to disengage, so we'll have to wait to see what happens. It does go up a little bit north on phase 3. These nations can now fight against each other. They are allowed to fight against each other. It is on like Donkey Kong, but will we see Turkey choose to move away from Volnova? If I was Rise of Queens, I would go across the waterline, go across the road line, and maybe land in a compound around there, so you're getting a lot of information. But other than that, you know, I think the rest of the Turkish team should stay together, you know. Yeah. God damn it, it was worth casting these games just for the penis drawings alone. Now I wonder how the Russian teams will move in. They are opting to stay on towards the high ground between Winery, and then 2 of the teams are going to be in Abbey, so they are going for a split of 8 and 8, which kind of makes sense. Well, it's 8-4-4 because I don't think Toshka-G are like that close to the side of B13, but at least it's in the relatively same area. There's still nobody in towards Castle / outside Tovar area, but I know that World of Wonder will have a lot of information on that, being on the roofs of buildings. So you can see Rise have yet to really disengage away from the compound that they moved into. They're going closer to Volnova, but definitely think it could be a little bit quicker when you're thinking about it. The blue zone's closing in on phase 3. We'll soon see phase 4. Like I said, these teams are allowed to fight against each other. They are allowed to take each other out. Just to remind you, once again, the even numbers with no in-game close on are Russian teams. The odd number teams with close on in-game are Turkish teams. So 4, 6, 8, and 10 are Russian. 3, 5, 7, 9 are Turkish. I like the reposition from Liberty Walk across the high ground, but I wonder, are they getting a little bit too close to Rise of Queens as the next phase is about to show up? We'll have to wait. Will Melis choose to shoot up towards the members of? Oh, I don't think they're being seen. I know that the Turkish teams have been able to seek out as the next phase has center up quite nicely. Volnova is still a little bit in the game, but it's not going to be that much. Oh, but B13 going to take a couple of shots at the hands of Melis. Rise of Queens. Just going to turn this volume down. Going to turn the music down as well. Oh no! Why would you go away from there? You'd already taken a few shots. It wasn't worth it. You had a great position, Melis. You paid the price. It was the uphill area. You're going to be able to do a lot of work. Vera now is on the outskirts of Volnova. Darcy is able to get knocked down onto one of the members of Team 8, which is it's not MYA, it's actually a Liberty Walk. MYA have opted to shift up northwards outside Groka, which I think is a really nice reposition along with Toshka-G. It's somewhat out in the open, but I think you get a lot of information. You gotta make sure that you don't shoot your own teammate as well. That's something to be careful of. You know. But we'll have to wait and see. And still on the winery direction is a couple of the members of Liberty Walk along with B13, while all of the Turkish teams are compounded in Volnova. So they're really their hopes and prayers of winning this game in my eyes is Volnova still being inside this next circle. It is not. It shifted away from Volnova. And now Turkey have to move out. It's a matter of will they be able to move out without suffering too many casualties. Toshka-G are right in a firm position to take advantage of the disengagements coming out from these Turkish teams outside Volnova. And I think they know this, which is why they're all looking in the direction of those compounds within Volnova. And that's something that Turkey will have to disperse themselves around. Like, it doesn't matter what direction they wrap around, and there's going to be some of the Russian teams in their fire line. So if I were them, I would just full send it into that compound of Toshka-G. Basically send like so many players. Alterna is going to knock down Delphi. It's going to be Ustami onto Delphi to confirm that kill. Like, don't go half-arse, Turkey. Just go full send it, otherwise you're going to get players picked off left, right, and center from the multiple angles, from the multiple compounds that Russia have on you. Maya getting dropped as well from Rise of Queens, although Vera with the AWM able to knock down Unistame. That should be the push for Cole. Because unlike having just 3 or 4 other players in your team, you have another couple of teams that you're able to compound breach. Elium from Rise of Queens is going to get knocked down as well. Oh, actually, no, not from Rise of Queens, but one of the teams. That's going to be I think it was yeah, I think it was one of the other Turkish teams, of course. Yeah, it was one of the Noir Blue players with the blue zone closing in. It's phase 5. That tick damage is going to be a little bit too much. You should have full sent it. But now MYA are going to come down to provide a little bit of cover, although down they go in towards a small compound. Fast play Wildcats have been able to find somewhere where they can move in, but it is on the edge of the circle. Phase 6 is going to shift down south in the favor of Team 8, which is, of course, Liberty Walk. 3 of the members of World of Wonder are going to be taken out. That's going to be pretty much all of them except for Saphir. You have Noir Blue also taking a lot of hurt and damage and casualties at the hands of MYA. Can't deny what Toshka G are doing as well. Rise of Queen still have 1 player left standing. Fast play Wildcats doing everything they can to hold on. We have 8 teams up in this game. We have lost 1 full team, which is World of Wonder. That's one of the Turkish teams, and then you still have 3 players up for Fast Play Wildcats. You have 1 player up for Rise of Queens, and I think, where is the other players from Turkey? Ilium is going to go down, so that's going to be the last, I think one of the last Noir players being taken out. Actually, no, Noir still have 2 players up. Noir still have 2 players up. But 7 is going to get dropped by MYA. Yeah, Noir is just going to go right into the path of Liberty Walk. And that's going to be 1 player knocked down. A-Skull leaving Melissa trying to get the revive off, but not before the confirmation comes through. Liberty Walk do not want to give them any space to fight, as Melissa is going to try and shoot up towards Tuka. As Karina and Benzumi God going on towards the other side of this compound to really put pressure on to the last player of Noir Blue. Busrak in the kill feed going to be able to lock down one of the Toshka G players. But let's not forget that Busrak is now the last player for Fast Play Wildcats. And down goes Melissa. We have 1 player left for Turkey. The last hopes ride in towards Busrak in the blue zone. Nowhere ready to go. The vehicle she is using is very heavily damaged. It seems like Russia are going to close out this game very confidently indeed, as it is going to be phase 7 popping up once this blue zone ends, which is going to be the phase 7 tick damage of the blue zone, which is going to do so much work, leaving Busrak go down. And once again, Russia win this game. That's 3 games in a row for Russia. Dominating stuff. They have officially won this series. They've officially won this WOZTO Nations Royal Ladies event. They've officially beaten Turkey, but of course there is still 2 games left. So of course, will Turkey be able to redeem themselves? You gotta say, you know, it was simply down to the fact that Russia were able to position themselves a bit better. All of the Turkish players really relied on Volnova being inside this phase, I think 4, phase 5. And that's like putting all your eggs in one basket. Whereas when you look at Russia, they had pockets of players all around the circle that went in their favor, which meant they had multiple angles. And even then, the Turkish teams and the Turkish players could have pushed in on towards Toshka G. You could have 2 teams going in on the whole of Toshka G and taking them out. That would have really have put a huge chink in the armor of Russia, right? It would have eliminated a full team. It would have taken bodies for Russia off the lobby, and it would have put them in a much better position. So yeah, great play by Russia, setting themselves up nicely in each game, overall winning. And you know, of course, with 2 games still to go, let's see if Turkey can redeem themselves to once again go over these maps. We've had 3 games so far. We've had Erangel, Miramar, and Vikendi. We are going over to Sandhawk next. In Sandhawk, the hot drop is boot camp. These teams, these nations are not allowed to fight until phase 3 onwards. However, if they do land in the hot drop area, which is boot camp, they are allowed to fight within phase 1 and phase 2. So that's how it's going to go for Sandhawk in the 4th game of the day. 4 out of 5 games in play for you guys here in this WOZTO Nations Royal Ladies event. Turkey v Russia. Russia have already won the first 3 games. They have already won the series. Let's see if Turkey can redeem themselves. Gonna go for a bit of a break, but see you guys in a couple of minutes for the 4th game of the day. So update for you guys, because Russia won 3-0, they are not going to run the last 2 games for you guys. So the last 2 games are not being played because Russia won 3-0. So I'm going to be ending the stream. I'm actually going to raid Maxman because he's doing the Pro EU scrims, which I'm sure everybody should be watching if you're not. So I'm going to raid Maxman. Yeah, everybody have a lovely evening. I hope this is this will work on the delay. I don't know how it's gonna work on the delay, but I might see how it goes. I might wait until I'm on break in yeah, I'll wait until I'm on break and then I'll raid Maxman. So I'll keep an eye, but after that, everybody have a lovely day, a lovely evening, a lovely week, and thank you very much for tuning in.